Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day. How is everyone? It's good to be back on, and I hope everyone is doing okay. I hope everyone is doing well, and happy holidays in advance. We want to say welcome to SKTV. Welcome to today's show. Welcome and welcome. Let's share the show as you join us. And welcome. Share the show. Let us know where you're following us from. Today we have a packed show. We have a lot to talk about. The dysfunctions in the government currently, the Jose Human Bwaka administration. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. Where is Liberia headed, and how do we get here? We have a lot to talk about. So let's share the show, folks. Let us know where you're following us from. Please, let's share the show. We are highly encouraging you to please share the show. Please and please. Let's share the show. Like I said, we'll be talking lots of politics today. We'll also have some of the students from SOUP join us on this show. It's just a total mess. It's a mess. It is a mess, a very messy mess that we are in. Very, 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 very messy mess. In the midst of all of that, your president is out of the country, gallivanting. Can you use that word? In Liberia, can say he walking about. He going walk about. The country seems to be on the edge, seem to be unstable. But your president sees it as the best time to go walk about, to go quote unquote do ECOWAS business, or I swear to God, discuss Western region business. No priority set. When we say these things, they say this, they say that, but here we are, folks. Let's share the show. Melbourne will be joining us. Melbourne, my man, the time to no time today. The time is very, very busy. Very. And I hear that your president went walk about why the country looking unstable and discombobulated and confusing. I hear say your president gallivanting in Sierra Leone. He walking about. Let me use that word. He go have good time. He go hang around. So I don't know.
Well, I don't know what maybe I'm elected to join you also to say, whenever the president is away, that's the time you hear the kind of news and so forth about some of the removal taking place and all the things. But again, the president is out, and congratulations that at least the president was able to visit his counterpart. That's one of the best things to do, when you are.
Did you say congratulations?
Is it?
Did you say congratulations?
Well, the person go walk up or Steve. So you know for me to congratulate him, man.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure I hear you at all. I wasn't clear.
Yeah, congratulations to the man for going walk up at least. That's the best thing to do. Because Liberia is stressful. The man know that Liberia is stressful, so the man gotta go to got some more stress.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, so folks, please, man, just share the show. Those of you who just joining us, please help us to share the show. Indeed, share. Yeah, come you guys here. Even though we got to carry your complaint to the committee room, but thank you for coming on. Your entire your complaint we'll carry the committee room, and Steve already know what's up. Yes.
Yeah, maybe we might not have time today, because we have the folks from SOUP will be joining us. I know Sekou will be here, Monk will be here. Maybe can you please send a link to Monk? I want to double check and make sure I send it to him too as well.
The names or what?
The link. The link
of the guest.
Can you please send a link to Monk if you can for the show?
Oh, the link. Yeah, I did already. I did
Okay.
already. I sent the link already to Monk.
Thank you very much. I want to double check to make sure.
Yeah. Mama, I said I will be deacon. That you can just more than my whole. Is it the future you know around? At least I'm a is it
yes, but maybe quickly, let's go to anything social quickly because we'll just spend 5 minutes on it and get straight into.
My brother is not. He said like you started already. The country right now as we speak. There are some political hoarding and pulling. Let me just use it that way.
No, we're not coming to your update here. We're talking about social. We're not coming to your update. Anything social?
Social. Well, social. I think. And what are some of the social news? Well, my brother, the social news. Are usual. Sometimes some of our sisters, like you always say, one of our sisters always passing around with a friend. And the one Lorena Gay, and these things still happening. First, there was another lady before. But that one now she gone down a little bit. Another one wake up. In fact, she seen herself doing all sort of things. And are you sure the women won't talk? They just remain quiet and so forth. But if there were maybe men or maybe if they were male, then I think then the entire world now they're coming down board. Again, but socially, that was really caught my attention about that lady always, trying to, I don't know what she really want to prove.
Who is what the lady trying to? Mama is speaking in code. Be straightforward.
She was a friend. She
was a friend. Woman can be with a friend. What does that mean?
My man, don't put me to your. Okay, she don't want men. She want a friend woman. I won't be deacon. You don't want to be making me to toss my social thing.
Well, quite frankly speaking, like I can always say, and sometimes people get very with some of us because of the way we can say it. But our people, these are the things that they like. Most of them are hypocrites. They don't like the truth. So it's not surprising to me. You'll see many of them flocking there to either joke around with it and make it look like it's a joke. They're not against. Who told you they're against homosexuality and lesbianism in that country? Who really told you that? No, they're not against it. In fact, they like it. That they kind of thing what they like in that country. Because some of them are involved with it. We said it on the show. And we were the first group of people to break the news to the Liberian people that most of the pastors there are homosexual in our country. Most of the pastors, and we said it here, they didn't take too long when they have in the Methodist Church. Most of their daughters and their sons are homosexuals. We said on the show that the United Party took over. Your children will be raped. Your wives will be raped. Your boys will be violated. And that's what is going to happen. We're not changing what we said. We're not going back on our words. We're not, because that is just the truth of the matter. So that one, my man, that one a regular thing for the people that they kind of think what they like, and the kind of places where they like to be. So for me, to be very honest with you, I ain't worried about that. I see some of those they getting on board and giving them say hard time, say the homosexual. Like, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You're let men. You're with me. You're go for men.
And Steve, these are people. By the time, like for example, some of who are married. By the time you even say hello to somebody, is like in fact to a lily, is like in fact you are committed all of the worst of crime in this world. Oh, you married me. Oh, you married. So sometimes when I sit back, I say, but what kind of life are we living? Where people bully good people and be clapping for the bad people. So sometimes seeing the ladies passing around, people clapping for them, they're doing all sorts of things, and people hey, well, I had a logo. Oh, are you kidding me?
My man, let's get into our politics here, to be honest with you, because I've seen that lady. I don't know what her name is. One minute she's
Lorena Gate.
I would say this reality from the way that people portray themselves in public. These are people that got some serious. If you go back into the history, probably some serious dysfunctional problems. They are a problem to themselves, and so they have extended to society. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. They would do anything for attention. They would do anything to get attention and do what they're supposed to do again. I'm not surprised. This is not shocking to me, to be quite honest. And hey, again, it is what it is. That the thing the Liberian put them on, the Liberian police was sitting right there. They saw the video, 2 women fight or whatever it is. I don't know if they arrested one of them or whatever, but I thought they would have arrested one of them. You know, the rule of law in the country, it's out of hand. People do what they want to do and get away with it. So, I mean, all of these different things, I mean, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But let's get to the politics, Milbon. Let's get to the politics. What's going on in the country?
So quickly in Liberia, like sometimes you can say the country is noisy. Indeed, politically, Liberia is noisy as we speak, especially coming from our first branch of government, especially from the lower house. The Wahala that started sometime last month is still ongoing, and someone will say it will not end soon because from what we're seeing is like they're going to go up to maybe up to next year, because on today we witnessed a kangaroo. Someone will say a kangaroo form of a system, or a system where that been practiced way back in the 70s or in the 60s, where we sometimes hear about the people, they do their own leadership anyhow they want to. So on today, the lower house, the majority bloc, head about the deputy speaker, who always presiding. On today, they were able today to conduct their election according to them, their quote unquote election, and the elected Honorable Richie Kun, representative of District Number 11, Massachusetts County, is now the newest, or the Speaker number 2 of the Republic of Liberia, or someone would say maybe for the majority bloc, because there are a lot of mixed reactions as to he's not Speaker for Liberia, because up to now we haven't seen any congratulatory messages coming from the executive branch. So there are a lot of mixed reactions, Steve, and even the battle speaker also ran to court, mind you, and we are also hearing that indeed the justice in Chima, Justice Basic, also other those lawmakers who were staying from work to go to work based on the red fire by the embattled speaker. So indeed we are still watching. Liberians are watching as to what's going to happen a few days from now on, or maybe at the end of this month what's going to happen. But as we speak, the majority of bloc, they have their speaker, and the speaker now is Richard Kun, according to them. So Richard Kun won on white ballot, but Liberians are a bit confused. They are indeed frustrated, and they are totally confused about the constitution as to what's going on. How can people who we expect to be the lawmakers are the one now breaking the law? So, Steve, that's a major news back home, and these are things happening. So we move as we go along. Any other major information, we're going to inform our people, our followers, and other listeners.
Okay. Well, let me say thank you so much, folks. Let's share the show as you join us. Please, let's share the show all over as much as you can. Let's invite others. Let's bring Monk on. Monk, what's going on, my man? How is your day? Greet our people before we get into. I'm not sure if you heard what Milburn reported. Well, I'm not sure if you got into the conversation. What's going on? What say you?
Well, as usual, I mean, nice to be here anyway. Welcome again to SKTV. Today is what, Thursday, right? Thursday edition of the show. And I've been following a lot of issues, including stuff happening in the international scene. Like, it's getting testy out there. It's getting worse out there in international news, especially when it comes to Russia and Ukraine. We have few policy shifts, except that the mainstream media is not covering like it's a little bit covering anyway, but we know it's all politics anyway. We don't live in this country for news because they're not interested in the facts. But it's getting tested between Ukraine and Russia. For the first time, an intercontinental ballistic missile was used, and now you got the NATO ally that is scrambling for resources, saying that we are on the brink of a World War III, because 2 days ago, the president of the United States, he switched policy by authorizing Ukraine to use a particular set of missile, long-range missile, they call the ATACMS missile, that is produced by Lockheed Martin in America, and people are saying for the past 3.5 years, he have never used that. I don't know why 2 months on your way out of office, you would allow Ukraine to use long-range missiles to hit into the heart of Russia. And they were able to strike deep into Russia, something we have never done for years. And 3.5 years into his presidency, he did a 360-degree course on Ukraine. So Russia is saying, if you use long-range missile in this fight, then it's an open provocation. And for the first time, intercontinental ballistic missile was used, like I said earlier today, between Russia and Ukraine. So everybody now on the edge in Europe, and we don't know where this thing could end up going, but we only pray for the best, because for some of us who are anti-war or anti-war critics, we hope for the best, but at the end of the day, they would always do what they want to do. Even if the American public go against war, the people who run the show from behind the scene will always make that decision, like we saw in Iraq and other war. The last time, and that's why I keep telling people, if you think you live in a democracy, then you really live in your own ground or under the rock. Because the last time I checked, during the invasion of Saddam Hussein, the Iraq war, more than 80% of the American public were against that war, but still they were able to go to war. So it tells you that the people that are here, we are not, the regular people are not the one that call the shot. The people who call the shot can choose to do whatsoever they choose to, and they will get whatsoever they want. If they want to go to war, they will go to war, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the only thing happening in the international scene. Yep.
Okay. Well,
that drew my attention. Yep.
Thank you so much, Monk. I know this is going to be very, 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 very interesting, like you said. But hey, who are we? We'll just look at it from an international perspective and see what's going on, and see what it takes, see how it plays out. Maybe there will be some negotiations, but that puts the president-elect, President Donald Trump, that puts him in a sticky situation from a diplomatic standpoint. But also it provides an opportunity to see if President Donald Trump can so-called, as he can always say, he will fix everything bigly and he will get all of this done and he will negotiate. That put his negotiation skills too, but it's not safe. I agree with you that this policy switch in the last minute, especially when you have less than 90 days to be in power. I think it's not. But hey, who knows? It is what it is. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have recommended that. I would have left the next president who's coming in play. You know what I mean? To be in charge of this and see how best things could go. But hey, it is what it is. We don't know what's really happening behind the scene. We don't have some of the details about some of these switching policies, what the reason is behind them. And so we'll just leave it as that and see what happens next. But one thing I know for a fact is Russia crossed lines as well with North Korea and other places. It's reported that North Korea is alleged that Russia got some North Korean troops in Kiev, in Ukraine, fighting, which is wrong. Whether you like it or not, it is wrong. So, I mean, again, these are all international things. I'm really, really focused on the local ones, on Liberia situation, the halubalu that going on. I was reading the news too lately. The anti-corruption guy in Spain is also arrested because anti-corruption man is involved with corruption. He had almost 21 million stacked up in his house from deals that he made with drug dealers and other people and other crooks and other criminals around the world. So, I mean, it's problematic. It's very, very problematic. Very, very problematic. But speaking of what's going on in here, we have today the guys from Soup who are joining us. We have today from Soup the guys from Soup who are joining us. We are plenty of news here today, Mark. Plenty of news. Plenty of news. I just got a petition here, from the Associate Justice, but we'll read all of those in a little bit here. We'll get to them. Interesting. We also have the guys from Soup joining us. We got the guys from Soup. Let me react quickly to what today I was jokingly saying that you have two speakers in one horse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the party is a sign that the party will be good.
Oh yes.
We have two speakers, one DJ. That all you need for a party to be good. Because one speaker on the other side and other people can get it. So
two speakers and one DJ.
Yeah, in one horse. But you said that means the whole party will be late. They'll be chilling. But anyways, let's get the guys on Soup really quick. so that we can have a quick conversation with them. And then when we take the break, hopefully they can we delve into the other parts of the politics. I know Sekou will be joining us. Like I said, today the show will be hot. It will be very, very interesting. So let's get a guy quickly from Soup. I think they're in studio there with us. I think we have Paul Emmanuel Nya and Remy Yorming. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome to SKTV. How are you guys?
So basically, good afternoon. I'm Paul Emmanuel Yan, and I'm the propaganda chair of the Revolutionary Vanguard Party.
So, good afternoon to you, Steve. I have been a fanatic of this show. Most of the analysis from the angle of you guys have always been objective, logical, and poignant, raising effect of sensitization amongst the Liberian people. So before I make a formal introduction, I must commend the SKTV for the level of effort they have exerted in ensuring that they raise public awareness among the Liberian people. So I am Remy Yomi. I'm the current rapid response chair of the 33rd tripartite configuration of the Insurmountable Student Unification Party under the omniscient and the potent stewardship of Lord Sylvester Wheeler. And it is a remarkable privilege to sit on this reputable platform.
Thank you, gentlemen. Welcome. I know this is your debut. This is your first time being with us. We're glad that you and others are following us in Liberia and around the world. We appreciate you. Thanks for all you do in support of the Liberian people and some of the sacrifices you've made, whether we agree with your positions or not. At the end of the day, let's be honest, you are making sacrifices, and congratulations to you guys for pursuing your education. We are quite aware that the SOUP has a long-standing history in Liberia, both educationally, politically, or however you want to term it as being one of the group of people that stand up for what is right to some extent. Yet, though there are some questions about some of your moves and some of the decisions that you make, as all humans would, but we still acknowledge some of the sacrifices that you make. It's quite interesting to have young people sacrificing their lives and other things, to ensure that they're holding government accountable. That being said, because of the sake of time, we'll run straight into some of the questionnaires and some of the issues that are going on quickly in the country. I'd like to kickstart here by asking you guys. We have 5 things to talk about quickly. We have 5 parameters here because we want to keep time to allocate the public time to speak with you guys. The first thing we want to touch on really quick is why SKTV? What brought you guys to SKTV? Why not other stations? Why Truth FM? Why Renaissance? Why not other places? And what brought you guys here?
Okay, basically, the Student Unification Party, like you said, have been one of the founding bedrock of Liberian democracy. The democracy that is enjoyed today and that have been mismanaged under the administration of Joseph Boyka came under the sweat and blood, back and labor of militants and cadres of the Student Unification Party. So whenever we have the opportunity to engage our people, we intend to look for platforms that are independent platforms that are objective, and platforms that are critical to national issues and national concern. And SKTV, since it's emerging into online media through FM, one of the biggest and widely coverage platform in Liberia, was a best choice for us to say it as an institution, knowing fully well that there are critical issues to assess our opinion on, and also inform the Liberian people about the breakdown of political governance under the Boycott administration just within 11 months. So we have a couple of issues that we intend, but we believe the True FM and the SKTV is a very good platform that the Vanguard Party choose, to echo and air some of those basic contradictions, and to also remind the people about our 54th anniversary celebration that will be on tomorrow.
Thank you so much. 54th anniversary, that will be on tomorrow. Folks, if you're just joining us, you are hearing from the students from SOUP. We have two representatives from SOUP here today to engage us in a conversation. This is the debut on SK TV, and we are hoping that this will not be the last. We will collaborate, coordinate, and so forth. But that being said, we'll jump strictly into the conversation now that they've introduced themselves. Let's share the show. Folks, I know many of you are coming on for us to talk about, what's going on today. I've jokingly said when you have two speakers in one house and you have a DJ, that means the party will be lit. That means something cool will be going on in the house. I've jokingly said that. It's just a joke. So we'll discuss that very, very soon. Serious issues. But let's turn to SOUP really quick. So you talked about your 54th anniversary coming up very, very soon. Here is a question: how will this anniversary be this time of the year, or under this new administration? When not too long ago we saw some of your fellow students, brutalized, got arrested, and so forth. What can we look forward to this 54th anniversary of SOUP? What say you guys?
So let me just speak to this a little bit, because we are here under a revolutionary directive from the chairperson of the Vanguard Student Unification Party. So basically, I was charged with the responsibility, the revolutionary responsibility, to speak particularly about our anniversary commemoration and all activities associated with it. But again, I want to make a little injection to an extension that you made involving some of the decisions that have been made by SOUP with the succession of time or over the past years. I just want you to know that most of those informations that have paraded the corridor, involving that SOUP is being disruptive, they are agents of commotion and societal conflagration. I want you to know that they are all misconception, they are all mischaracterization. If you look at SOUP as a left-wing revolutionary institution, we have methodologies in our agitation and advocacies. We have formalities in approaching issues that are mounted against the overall interests of the Liberian people. So if you look at our emblem, that is the flag, you see social justice, academic freedom, and peace. So all our agitation, all our advocacies over the past 54 years of our existence has been ensuring that we talk for the unrepresented voice. So if people is parading with their coordinated propaganda, saying that SOUP is into disrupting or interference of other people's rights, I want to state categorically that it is a misconception and mischaracterization. SOUP are not agents of violence and commotion. Rather, they are selfless, revolutionary militants that believe in the transformative dividends of a society, that believe in agitating to ensure that the dividends of our society is being experienced by all Liberians, irrespective of creed, irrespective of ethnicity and religion. I just want to get that clear before we move into our discussion.
And basically, to just add up, the perception about the Vanguard Party in the public is something we hold no apology for. Because we think people who are pseudo anti-reactionary and are not conscious about political governance, we see the Revolutionary Vanguard Party as the problem to Liberia, thereby now fully, clearly, and analytically defining what they term as, anti-progressive and violence. For example, if you look at the government of Liberia, in terms of appropriating wealth and resources, who benefits, you understand that there is a strata of less than 5% of government actors that benefit over 800 million. Who is more violent here? When you have a government that is not prioritizing the rights of the people, and students, leaders, and activists see these contradictions, speak to it, provide recommendations to it, and you mischaracterize us to be violent, to be hooligans, we owe no apology for that, because our consciousness informs us that the source of wealth distribution should be equally distributed, that the people of this country should benefit. For 54 years, this is what SUP has stood for. SUP has lived militants' life at the barricade in making sure that the right of the masses is defended. And if people miscount the right for it, that's their perception. We hold no apology for how we present ourselves, because we believe this country is a state of fundamental contradiction, and the Bwaka administration is just fastly reviewing this kind of political, administrative, democratic malpractices that we are seeing, embarrassing the livelihood of our people. So we owe no apology for anyone for that.
Okay, well, thank you so much for clarifying that part. And I think it's critically important that we have some of these infused into the conversation here today. But let's get quickly to your anniversary coming up. What say you? What should the Liberian people expect for the 54th?
So basically, SUP as a left-wing Pan-African revolutionary institution has been existing in the whims and caprices of the Liberian society for the past 54 years. The foundation of SUP, the formulation of SUP, speak to the fact that our society have been confronted with a lot of social hostile forces, structural improprieties. We have been faced with economic vipers, political fortune hunters. So because of these societal contradictions, Liberians that believe in the equality of all man gang together with an idea called massacracy, that is ensuring that the rights of all Liberians be prioritized. That is ensuring that all Liberians benefit from the resources of our state, irrespective of status, irrespective of religion, irrespective of ethnicity, irrespective of creed. It is your right, it is your fundamental right to experience, to enjoy the dividends of the Liberian society. So these guys gang together, they gather together, they assemble to confront regimes, to confront forces in ensuring that the dividends of our society are experienced by everyone, like I stated from the inception of my exposition. So SUP anniversary this year is honor a theme, or it is honor a banner called reaffirming our faith in massacracy. Like I said, most people may struggle to understand what is the believability of SUPists, militants and stalwarts of the Vanguard Party. What is their denomination? What is their orientation? What this group stands for? So I want the Liberian people and all those that are under the sound of my voice to know that the essence, the primary ideology of SUP as a left-wing institution is for the masses. It's for the masses of the Liberian people. It's for agitating and advocating to ensure that the rights of the Liberian people are prioritized. So like I said, the theme of this year anniversary is reaffirming our faith in massacracy and the call for inter-party unity. So it's a sacred activities beginning with just give me a minute, beginning with what we call the Thanksgiving Day. So we have a series or segment of activities in our annual anniversary. We start with the Thanksgiving Day. So the essence of the Thanksgiving Day is where all militants, stalwarts, and veterans of the Vanguard Student Unification Party will make an official assemblage in recognition to the protection that has been bestowed upon the party throughout its 54th existence by the Almighty Deity. So we assemble, we acknowledge the protection of the Almighty Deity upon SUP and its militant. So that is a sacred event that is encapsulated within our annual anniversary. So I will take a step forward to say, after our Thanksgiving service, we then observe something we call our Veterans Homecoming Day. So the veterans of the Vanguard Party, are those people that have served the party with vastity of time. Those people that were at the barricade, ensuring that they agitate for the rest of the Liberian people. So they have transitioned, they have graduated from the walls of the University of Liberia. So once they enter in the larger society, we refer to them as as a veteran or as veteran, right? So the Veteran Day is when all militants and stalwarts of this current generation make an official assemblage to recognize and pay homage to the innumerable and immeasurable services that has been exerted to the party or that has been exerted to the Liberian people through the instrumentality of the Vanguard Student Unification Party. So after our Veterans Day, we then observe what we call Martyrs Day. So the Martyr Day, basically, squarely is about supers that have demise, those ones that have fallen to the cold hands of death, those ones that may have died in the quest of agitating for the rights of the masses of the Liberian people, those ones that have put their life on the line to ensure that Liberia experience what we call democratic pluralism, multi-party democracy, those ones that have confronted tyrannical regimes, those ones that have confronted the oligarchy of the Chewing Party, those ones that have demands. It is when we assemble, make an official assemblage to honor their innumerable and immeasurable services that they have exerted, they have ignited to the masses of the Liberian people. So after our Veteran Homecoming Day, we then fast forward to an event, amen, or sacred event, what we call Women Precedent Day. Like you and I know, there can be no better society without the involvement of women. So women plays a pivotal role in fostering enhancement in every society. So basically, our Women Precedent Day is also a day set aside, is a sacred day set aside, or a sacred day that is embedded within our anniversary activities to ensure that we acknowledge the efforts and the existence, the contribution of women that have been in the wings and capacity of the Vanguard Student Unification Party. So after our Women Precedent Day, we then take a step forward, or we then fast forward to our, just give me a minute, to after Women Precedent Day, we have, finally we have our Sport Day. So the Sport Day is just like a normal day where we gather to share fun through sport, through athleticism, where we may play football, we may play kickball, we may play tennis. But basically, the essence of that day is like a stress reliever. It's just to acknowledge our existence in the society through sports, through entertainment. So like today, Thursday, we had our sport day. And this day was observed at Fender, where militants of the Vanguard Party assembled to cross fertilize their sporting abilities and calories. So our 54th anniversary will be marching on tomorrow. So on tomorrow is where we'll be having the Grand Parade. So the Grand Parade is accompanied by an indoor program, and the indoor program will be held at the premise of the University of Liberia. So there are a series of activities that are inculcated within our indoor program. So we have a guest speaker, and the guest speaker is a veteran of the party. I think I gave a little play-to-play description on who SUP referred to as a veteran. These are people that have graduated from the University of Liberia, but they were part of SUP. They were in the wings or in the confine of SUP, the Student Unification Party, and after they have graduated, they have entered the larger society. We refer to them as the veteran. So basically, our guest speaker will be a veteran of the Vanguard Party tomorrow, and the program will be held at the perimeter of the University of Liberia, specifically up Capitol Hill. So I'm going to reduce a little bit on this note as I usher in our propaganda chair, but then you can come in with questions if you have.
So I know you were pretty detailed about your activities, your plannings, and your programs. I want to go to the next question because I think it's important. I think it's important for us to gauge into this, and then hopefully whoever else chooses to answer can do that. But here is a question for you guys. We saw the president came and dedicated the university and the college, I'm not sure, the doctoral program and so forth. My question to you guys now is, when is the university opening? When are you guys resuming school and all that?
So it leads us to one of the major reasons for which we're here today. The University of Liberia, that is in full swing under the leadership of Ambassador Designate Asa Kunte. Under the leadership of Asa Kunte, have initiated a plan and a plan sponsored by the regime, basically to close the university because the government have not been able to raise funding to fund the university for this semester. So in order to achieve this objective, they have come up with a clever tactic, quote unquote, that they intend to renovate the university for about 6 months before they can open classes. So the Student Unification Party, after consistent engagement with the university administration, consistent engagement with the faculty senate, the faculty and staff association, consistent engagement with the Liberian national government, decide to inform the university and the state at large that the closure of the university is a blatant and perpetual violation of the rights of over 22,000 students. So we converge to inform the university authority and the government of the day that you cannot close the University of Liberia with the agenda to renovate, and the president of the university is telling us that the university have not even received funding from the government to start renovation. If you want to renovate the university that students go to learn for a semester, you cannot take 6 months of the students' time by sitting at home to renovate the university. And this is something that is not just happening on the university. This is not just the first time. Under the WIA administration, similar thing happened when they closed the university for about 6 months. Under the pretense that they were going to renovate the university, and it did not happen. The Boyka administration is training on the same path to do the same thing in closing the university. Many of the people at times that don't understand the issues of the university campus will left it basically at times blame students and students grouping on the university campus, without taking into consideration that the problem within the university campus is led by individuals that have been appointed to run the affairs of the state that have no interest and desire in improving the University of Liberia. For example, the current president of the University of Liberia, in that as a content, entire family is not attending the University of Liberia. His children are in Philadelphia and they are attending good and state-of-the-art university in this country. But they come to the University of Liberia with the ideas of subjecting and depriving university students of basic education. So even the university now is not definite as to when it will open. There's no definite timeline as to when the university will open. The Student Unification Party is telling the university administration, we are telling Mr. Boyka to open the university in making sure that we have a semester that is active for students to go to school and learn.
But Emmanuel,
so we have issued a definite position on that.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Emmanuel? Yes, I don't think he's hearing me because I wanted to hold him there as to.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. I think we're getting sorry. I think
Emmanuel, can you hear me there?
We're getting you now. I think there was a little break in. Maybe
yeah, I want to know if they're hearing me. I'm not saying you, I'm saying him. Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Emmanuel, here's my question to you. And this is both of you and the rest of the listeners and the viewers. Please, maybe help me understand. How do you celebrate the anniversary when the university is not even open? How is this working? What's going on?
Okay. So basically, the Student Unification Party is a very structured institution with committed members, committed partisans, and committed followers. Our anniversary, whether school open or not, is celebrated because it reminds us of over 54 years of general advocacy. There's no institution in this country that have been as consistent as the Student Unification Party in terms of advocacy. So while the university closed or not, will continue to celebrate our anniversary because it reminds us about regime upon regime, about the actions that regime have used over time to silence the criticalness of the Student Unification Party. When you read the history from the 1970s, issues about the West Riot, the death of the first presidium chair, Harry Nipson, to the Doe administration, where we confronted a military government, to a historic administration under Charles Taylor, a condemned nepotistic administration under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, to a mere footballing administration under George Weah, and now a zombie moving republic under Joseph Boyka, consistently and persistently championing.
Hold on, please. Talista Economy just make this announcement that Steve, so
Yes.
management saying that in fact we should continue with the broadcast up to 8 o'clock. So that means there'll be no break in between.
Okay, yeah. So when you say let's because we want to get into other things. So let's, for each question, let's try to limit let's get straight to the point and limit the answers, because we want maybe the public to interact with you guys before we get into the politics of the day. So you are saying that basically it's possible for you guys to host the anniversary celebration even if the university is not open, right?
Yeah, we have done it before. I
Okay.
appreciate that we have done it before.
Okay, then that's great. But let me move on to the next question, and maybe Milborn will come in here. I want to move on to the next question because it seemed like, before I get into the next question, let me ask you guys a straightforward question. Did you support the Unity Party-led administration in the past election? Did SUP support them?
Thank you. You know, in the context of Kwame Nkrumah, the university students are the neutral arsenal and the nucleus reserve of the state. The Student Unification Party have never been in support of any political party in the history of this country. What people doesn't understand is that opposition political party that doesn't have a nationalistic agenda like the Unity Party will always take advantage of the advocacies of the Student Unification Party for decent life, for a good justice system, for an improved economy, and a better living condition of our people. For us, we remain consistent on our plot. The essence of misrule we see in the Weah administration, we are still seeing it in the Boyka administration. Like we issue a petition today to the National Human Rights Commission, informing the National Human Rights Commission, informing Mr. Boyka to immediately and effectively dismiss RG Graduate Kumo for consistently and continuously violating human rights of students, of civilians, by killing peaceful protesters, maltreating and torturing peaceful protesters. 6 years ago, was this our position? Yes, it was our position. When Christopher Waters Susuru was brutalized,
So I know you're trying to put the conversation in context. You are not answering the direct question. Did the SUP support the Unity Party-led administration in last election?
So like I said, the Student Unification Party has supported no political party.
Okay.
We will not support no political party. We are not aligning with no political parties, and we intend to maintain our independence, regime in, regime out. SUP will remain a critical voice for the people, championing the people's agenda. We owe no loyalty to no political party, and Mr. Boyka and his regime is no exception to that. And we can inform and we can assure this regime that in a very soon as possible time, the regime was feed the wrath and heat of the Student Unification Party. The brutalization that was done on the Secretary General of the Student Unification Party in Melton that peacefully assembled to express themselves in dissatisfaction about this government will not go likely, will not go easily.
Okay.
So we owe alliance to no political party.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me go to the next question here, because I think this next question you kind of tap into it, and maybe Milborn will ask the following question. But let me go to the next question, which I think is the last question here. But I skipped the second to the last. I'm going to the last question I asked you. What do you guys make of the state of affair under the let me say I'm very sorry, the JMB and Jeremiah Poon's administration, the state of affair currently? What do you guys make of it, including everything that's going on?
This regime is the most disheartening, the most backward, and anti-progressive administration ever in the history of this country. In less than 11 months, this regime have not solved any problem, but they have created more problems. This regime came on the arrest agenda. This agenda was to arrest the country, rescue the state from what they thought at times as the political failure of the Weah administration. Even though Mr. Weah failed in everything, this regime is even worse in 11 months than the Weah administration. There is nothing to brag about. There is nothing to boast about. There is no improvement in any area, at any level, and at any time. The issues about systematically breach, the destruction of our constitution, the complete blatant violation of our constitution. The issues about police brutality and torture is on the rise. The issues about death is on the rise. The issues about corruption is on the rise. The issues about undermining the rule of law is on the rise. So there's nothing that this regime have come to rescue. It's becoming worse and worse on a daily basis, and it is only heading for self-destruction.
Well,
So let me just chip in a little bit.
yes.
So, like the propaganda chair rightly stated, this particular regime, under the auspices of automated, of feeble, and incapacitated, and an impotent president, Joseph Human Boaka, it is an embodiment of hypocrisy, deception, and pretentious exhibition of characters. Like he stated, since their inception, we have seen a deleterious state. We have seen a lawless state, ranging from the violation of tenure position, ranging from providing mis and disinformation to the public. In few months back, we saw what happened during the case of the yellow machine, violating or blatant violation of the PPCC law by the government. And sadly, it was being defended, it was being justified by regime surrogates, top-notch officials. In recent time, we saw the issue involving the NECTEC, the scholarship hula balu, fooling the Liberian people. Why should a government that was elected on the mantra of rescuing the society, ensuring that they provide, ensuring that their provision, their serviceability conform with the IRS, that is the agriculture, the road, the tourism, economic, have failed in all fronts. Look at the roads. Look at the roads. Look at feeder roads. Look at regional roads. They are so deplorable. Since they took over, what have they done to ensure that these issues, these ills are addressed? Look at the agriculture sector under this government, so dormant. Look at the budgetary appropriation for the agriculture sector. It is a didactic attestation that this government is hypocritical, that this government is very deceptive, that this government came to power to suck the living life of the Liberian economy. They came to power to relegate and demote the Liberian people, to distribute poverty, to ensure that the little fragile state that was left by CDC go into extinction. This government is one of the worst governments in the history of Liberia. Since their inception, we have seen nothing. All we see on a daily basis is self-seeking spree, an attempt to aggrandize themselves and beautify their respective family, leaving the masses of the Liberian people to wallop in abject poverty. But we can assure this Joseph Boaka-led government that we will keep their feet to the fire. Even at the detriment of our life, we will continue to advocate, to agitate, to raise public awareness, to enlighten the masses of the Liberian people, to cause a political upheaval, to ensure that this government, Ono will not be repeated in the history of Liberian governance. This is one thing we can assure this government.
Thank you so much. Milburn, quickly to your question, and then we'll go to the lines.
Okay, yes, indeed. So, Mr. Lamit, thank you so much for all of the questions being asked. I have two questions in one. One has to do with the holding and pulling between our lawmakers, especially from the lower house. What people take one, and the 2025 national budget. Also, the finance minister or the government, they are breaking about increasing civil servant salary, or nobody going to make less than 150. What's your take?
So basically, on the first concern, the issues about the Hulu Bali at the National Legislature is before the Central Committee and the Politburo of the Student Unification Party. So until decisions is made, we cannot comment on it because the Bureau of Propaganda is responsible to communicate the party's decision effectively. So we cannot communicate something that decisions have not been made on. But in terms of the national budget, this is how we just characterize it. The national budget is a weapon of mass destruction against the masses of this country. Weaponized to destroy them. That's how we turn the national budget to be. If you look at the census of this country, we have about 5.5 million people. Of this 5.5 million people, you have 60% of those population that are youthful people or young people. A budget that does not prioritize the growth and development of young people in this country is not a budget towards celebrating. You understand that the big five office in this government is appropriated around 10 million. Let's take, for example, the hospital in Foya. Mr. Bwaka office alone is a lot more money than the hospital in Foya. In terms of health, let me go there so you can see. I can give the statistic and the input so you can do your comparative analysis. Mr. Bwaka make more money than all of the hospitals in the southeast combined. Mr. Bwaka made more money than all of the hospitals in Lima, than all of the hospitals in his county, Lofa. There's more money appropriated in the budget for them. And Liberia is an African setting. And in an African setting, we are told that when you have a parent, basically a great-grandparent, a great-grandparent will be someone that will care for the future of his grandchildren. Mr. Bwaka to be president in his 70s and still has over 350,000 for celebration and entertainment in his office as office budget. If it is not wickedness, then that is out of witchcraft. That's how we turn it. So, like I said, we see the Liberian national budget scripted by a gossip player as a weapon of mass destruction, weaponized against the people, only intended to please Mr. Bwaka and a few political elite. And the Student Unification Party will be coming out of opposition on the very soon.
Okay,
wonderful. So, Steve, if you want me to go to the line now,
yeah. While Milburn is getting the line, set up, quickly to get our first call here. I just want to, maybe in your first answer to our first caller, I just want to infuse this question before we hear from callers. We'll take about five to six calls from Liberia, and then we'll transition into what's going on today. Let me ask you guys this question. This goes to SUP and all other universities in Liberia or educational sector. Don't you think you guys contribute to the mess that the Liberian people have found into their calling to you guys, as evidenced by you guys not participating in the political choice of our country? And by quote unquote, you guys said you abstained. Don't you think you guys are contributors to that? Because if all of you guys were voting the right person in place to change your lives in the educational sector, don't you think that would benefit you? But by abstaining, that means automatically you get what you get.
So I think the question, the concern is relating to the speaker, the debate of Capitol Hill.
No, I'm
So
talking
like
about
I
the
said, the Student Unification Party is not a neutral political organization.
Let me talk to this. He's not hear me. No. My question was not in that context. It had nothing to do with the speaker. We haven't transitioned. I'm still on the Joseph Boakai administration. You guys said you did not support this regime. You support no regime. I'm asking if students around the nation, I believe the nation constitute maybe, let me just throw a number out there, maybe 20% of the entire populace in the country. 20% of the students, 20% of the population stay away from political activity. They don't want to vote. They don't want to be part of it. They don't want to select a leader. I said, my question is, don't you think you guys are contributor to what we have today and the things that you guys are feeling today? Don't you think you guys contributed to it as evidenced by you guys not voting or choosing the right person to support so that the country can move in the right trajectory?
So the role of the Student Unification Party is to provide political enlightenment. Like Amika Cabral would say, a revolutionary party must train its militant, train the public, educate the masses as to how to make political decisions. We, as a country, basically, if you look at the level of the literacy and illiteracy rate in this country, Liberia have more illiterate people. That is, people who has the ability to read and write are less people than people who have the ability to read and write. People who doesn't have the ability to read and write are less than people who are more than the people who have the ability to read and write. People who have the ability to make rational and sound decisions, taking into consideration the economy, taking into consideration governance, taking into consideration the rule of law, are less than people who make decisions, irrationally. So from this backdrop, the Student Unification Party have been in that advocacy mode of providing political education, historical education, and enlightenment to the population to make decisions on the basis of facts. And these decisions that has been made should be made to reflect the people. But the backwardness of our political system is that people who are not sincere about political governance will always use the spoil and crimes of the state to manipulate the minds of the voter by throwing all catch in the public, like rest and all of the other things for people to vote. And then because the population is poor and people cannot even find food to eat a day, if you have maybe somebody like Jeremiah Kun with a very tinted and compromised character, you have somebody like Josh Weir that is corrupt, somebody like Boakai that has no history of integrity, morally brainwashed, coming to the ballot, throwing out money, throwing out rest, throwing out resources. People will want to go for them and leave people that are consciously orientated, people that has the ability to provide accurate political governance. Why? Because the state is in a complete state of poverty. People are suffering, so when you throw all their cares, they go for you. So the work of the Student Unification Party in that kind of a republic is to continue to consistently provide political education. And at times, the regime of the day will be a disadvantage to the Vanguard Party education because the regime of the day is the one that is consistently and continuously spoiling misrule, bad governance, so they will always be the victim of the Vanguard Party of its advocacy because the Student Unification Party is always in the line of the people, defending the people's agenda. That is the reason we said yesterday we talked about corruption under George Weah. Today we are talking about corruption under Joseph Boakai. The methods have not changed. It still remains the same.
Thank you so much.
So we got to go to the line. Yeah, Steve, we got to go to the line and interact with our listeners out there. So the numbers to call is 077-285-971. Your children, your brothers, they are here talking about the state-run university. So let's call a good evening. I know it can be here, my brother, boy, through the gate, it can be hard. Go ahead. No, your alarm always. I don't know what kind of call again. Let me say it. But today's caller, good evening. Yeah. How? Hello, my young man. These are our guests, and they come from this UL. They're talking about things ongoing at that campus. So if you want to ask questions, or maybe you want to do it, or maybe say something quick, say it so that we can take another call, please. All right. Today's caller, good evening. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to contribute to this show concerning the Buakai president that people selected to vote for now election. I'm telling you now that Buakai have gone to Sierra Leone by leaving a lot of chaos in our country for people to just fight and kill themselves by leaving the House of Representatives with a bill, how to call it, the budget, and then lying in Sierra Leone to see what will happen. And right now, if you follow me now, Sierra Leone now, they are going to visit his farm. The farm that Joseph Boakai want to inspect for Liberian to benefit from is not Sierra Leone farm. It's a money for Liberia. It's not a big farm. That man don't have a good intention for Liberia.
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening. No, man, you got to move from that building. You always say that, my brother. Yeah. Hello, go ahead. Okay, we'll get to you now. Go ahead.
What the guys are saying, the Sufis have always had problem with when it comes to power. And today I'm surprised to hear from them the Joseph Boakai led government not treating them well. If you follow the statistics, the funds are saying election. Women voted for Mr. Boakai in the Senate. So for Mr. Boakai to start going against them, and they too, they are not crying, issue will stop. Boakai is somebody who can appreciate people. So what he needs, the radical needs.
All right, David King. So let's call a good evening. Yeah. Hello? Wow, the line is jamming. Hello? Keep a call coming. 077-285-9661. That's the number for you to call to be part of the SKTV show this evening. Hello?
Good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, my brother. Good evening. Go ahead.
Thank you. Williams calling. I joined this conversation. Thank you so much. Let's not appreciate this conversation. You know, I'm a soldier of the University of Liberia, and I appreciate this conversation from the Vanguard Student Unification Party for pushing and advocating for the better learning and conducive environment for the students at the campuses of the University of Liberia. But while we're also advocating, we will let to call upon the faculty because months back, I can remember when the president removed that organization and he appointed the acting president, that is Dr. Conte, and appointed the board to go and nominate within the 3 months of acting leadership to nominate a name to the president of the Republic of Liberia to appoint as president for.
Well, this last second to the last caller. Hello.
Thank you, Member. Good evening.
Yeah, my dear. Good evening. Quickly, go ahead.
Lorenzo Baba Yuma from Ravi Howard this afternoon.
Yeah, my brother. Go ahead. Your brothers are in studio again for their school campus, or in fact, their school being closed.
Let me say this. Maybe I will say this always. You know, our weakness, it is what kills what we Liberian. And we will continue setting this country. We see people spending government money like our money, they take the entitled to pay for everyone. We will continue setting, looking at the people doing it. So I will say to we Liberians, they think we say that we are so surrounded, we are too leader with the people. Why we are so leader with the people, we are getting too leader, we are leader until they have no fear for the masses. Why are they behaving to all of it? Today, just for this school, man, in the dream of how the poor one bought $90,000 car to be Bruce around here. Right now, we got two
speakers. Yeah.
You see that?
All right. Thank you so much. The last caller, quickly. We will come to that when our guests leave. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Liberia.
Mm.
This is the fault of CZY Givlot Jr.
Mhm.
in a call for interview. I want to tell them thank you, the guys, the dear comrades from the Vanguard Student Education Party, and I'm going to give right away. It is very saddening that those young comrades will come to the podium and tend to characterize people who have worked endlessly for 42 consecutive years.
The same people, hello, the same people that abandoned the school campus.
Who seen people? Those guys who are in the studio?
No, the people that you want to praise that are talking about are work for 42, 45, 50 years.
To have the president implicated in corruption, for which I was somehow pressed to call.
Okay.
So how will you, a young family who does not even understand the modus operandi of critical national issues, to come and drag the high-end character of his presidency, the president, who have worked endlessly with an invincible character for 42 consecutive years?
All right, thank you so much. We're not gonna also have time for all that. Yeah, so we gotta go. Chief, we want at least maybe a minute. Steve, a minute we get a table on the video. We'll be talking about the baby. So we gotta go. Yeah, so let's see what call us at. Want to give people maybe about 1 more minute. But Steve, want to say something about that? Steve, you are muted.
I'm sorry, I don't know. I probably mistakenly touched the. Let's turn it over to our guests really quick and hear from them before we transitioned. If they want to speak up for the politics of the day, that's fine. But let's.
So I just want to airbrush something that was sent by one of the callers involving the fact that he said we are mischaracterizing Joseph Boakai as an individual that lacks integrity. I want that caller to know integrity is when you speak, people listen, and when you act, people respect your conduct because it conforms with your expression. What integrity does Boakai has? When on his watch, 66 bogus concession was signed that uncalled the overall interest of the peaceful existence of the masses of the Liberian people. What integrity does Boakai has? During COVID-19 time, he promised the Liberian people a continuum of assorted health materials. Up to now, that continuum is still in utopia. What integrity does Boakai have when he assented emphatically to the mass of Liberian people that within his 100 days deliverable, there will be 10,000 Liberian youth that will be capacitated with a technological training skill, and that promise has fallen to the embarrassment of history. What integrity does Boakai has? I'm referring to that caller. When his word does not conform to his actions and his conduct, what integrity does he have?
Okay, well, thank you so much. This is very interesting. Let's see if we can get your.
Yes,
Your-
yes.
We got to get into the politics of the day, and according to you guys, you are not into politics, but
The Revolutionary Vanguard Party is a political party. So maybe you now understand what we're saying or from which angle we're speaking. But basically, I don't want to dive that much into podcasts and agri issues. I don't want to put my time on it. But people that have now read reports from other institutions, they want to blatantly say and say Mr. Boakai is a component of integrity. And this was something that they used to disinform the people during the campaign period. There are multiple records against Mr. Boakai on multiple fronts corruption. I point to the Liberian fund that was managed by him Macintosh. Today, food production in local country is zero. But that is not what we have come to discuss. In my party and closing comment, we want to inform the Liberian people that under the administration of Joseph Boyka, the Liberian National Police have lost its credibility. Like I said, today we petition the International Human Rights Commission and informing Mr. Boyka about the dismissal of the RT of the police. Under the watch of the police, students have been brutal and tortured. Under this government, students' leaders have been naked in cell, and they are told to dance among inmates as entertainers. Under this government, we are seeing human activity being orchestrated under the watch of the RG, basically for instruction from one McLean Koluba, who is the commander of the PSU battalion at the Morovia, the Central. We want to say this emphatically, that if Mr. Boyka does not dismiss Gretchen Como and McLean Koluba, the Student Unification Party will be rallying the masses of this country very soon. Mr. Boyka and his government have consistently and are continuously violating human rights and standing protocol on human rights since the inception of this government. The Student Unification Party is sending a caveat and a signal to the Boyka's administration that we as a party, we as student leaders in this country will not sit and see the rights of other comrades being abused and disabused.
All right. Thank you so much, Paul Emmanuel Yen. Thank you so much for soup and my brother Remy Yomi. So 1 minute quickly in closing.
So, like the propaganda chair regularly said, because for soup is a revolutionary institution that has chain of command, that has organs that are clothed with diverse responsibility and functionalism. So at this point, Pole is in the capacity to speak on these issues that have been provided by the arrowhead of the party, that is our chairman, in person of law leader teacher Sylvester Kalon William. So he provided the directive that Pole speak on a specific issue and I Remy speak on a particular issue. So I think Pole have said it all. I just want to commend the management of this reputable platform for providing us the opportunity to air our plight to the masses of the Liberian people and people across the length and breadth of the Liberian society. And I just want to re-emphasize on the need for this government to start to pedal on the rightful trajectory. That is the trajectory that will ensure that they provide those services that are requisite to ensure that the Liberian people have a sustainable livelihood. Evidenced by the fact that they will work on modalities to reopen the University of Liberia. Evidenced by the fact that they will work on mechanism to infuse some senses in the head of that inept Inspector General called Gregory Como to divorce from instituting casualty on harmless and armless students that have been on agitating for their rights. That is their fundamental right to acquire a standardized education. So basically, we want the president and his entourage of officials to do the rightful thing as per what they have promised the Liberian people prior to their assumption in national leadership. So
Wonderful.
again, I want to say thank you, Mabel, and thank you to Steve for accommodating us on this platform today.
Wonderful. So Steve, quickly, you have something to say before they go?
Yes, let me first of all thank the Student Unification Party, and we would like to maybe set up another time to delve into some of the politics of the day, because it seems like even though they don't want to vote, for presidential candidate,
Hmm.
but they understand the politics. So I'd like us to have a time to reconcile those two. It's like you saying I can eat dog, but I can drink the soup when they cook the dog.
Oh, yes, yes,
You see
indeed.
what I'm saying? So I would really like for us to have the time to talk about this. And I'd have to like them or not. I'd have to applaud their courage, you know, and this has been something that's been done in our history and so forth. And there are other questions that we probably might not have had the time to delve into that we'd like to, some things we'd like to talk about. But it's good having them on. Wish them all the best and congratulations to them on their 54th anniversary.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Tomorrow,
hoping
guys.
the next anniversary for next year I will be in town.
You're like, you'll not be on campus tomorrow, man. I don't know.
No, I want campus open for me to post me. I don't
Yeah.
want I want campus open there and show me and see how they can do that thing. But I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to show
But Steve, you are super in extension. We'll see your anniversary shy to Mabel.
Don't try that shit when you say that shit.
Don't worry, man, brother.
If you try that shit, I will bring you outside.
Easy. Don't do that. So my brother want to say thanks to all of you, and my brother John name is Steve said you guys are welcome here anytime. Just let me know. As usual, you know, you have been calling me throughout the same thing, and let me say thanks to Liberia also, you know, for always being on back. And say no, my super people can come on and please inform Steve and that of Sekou. So like thanks to you guys for coming on.
Thank you very much.
All right, great.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Well, Melbourne, it was good having the Supias on. We're going to get into regular politics. We're going to get into regular politics.
And thank you.
Wait. One of my favorite people I have met in person, Josie. She's a very, very good person. Very cool. I like her spirit. I think we met 2 or 3 years ago.
Who that? Josie Cotton?
Yeah, we met in Atlanta.
Wow.
What kind of event? She was doing a presentation. I was doing a presentation as well. You know, let me be honest. There are some. Let me say this. There are some people on this Facebook who you meet. They leave an everlasting impression on you.
Indeed, Steve.
And
Right.
Josie is one of the people who I've never talked on the phone before. I don't think we've ever interacted in inbox or whatever it is. But she has this balanced approach to be able to call it out as it is. And the way she does it, you can tell that it's genuine. It's not, oh, I want to do that because I want my family person, I want the other people who I know. You know, just that. And there are just few handful of them that I've noticed on Facebook, even in the writings. They're able to call it out and call it out. They will call you out and call you out. You know? So yeah, Josie, I know it, but you know, all about the conversation. We got to show going. But Melbourne, I've said it and I'll say it again. Any house that you get 2 speakers and 1 DJ, that whole the party will be lit. I mean, I bet the party.
I want to show the people some sample or speaker. Maybe whatever speaker they may not talking about. That you might be talking about the BBT they can put down somewhere.
Anybody will interpret that way from you.
So 2 speakers, we want 1 DJ, then they what? Then they will tell
the party said
start. Thank you. The party said.
No, let me tell you something. I've been to horse party. I've been to basement party. I've been to party in the parking lot. I've been to different party there. But let me say this. Let me say what's interesting. One day when the election was over, I asked Sekou on the show. I said, Sekou, he said, yeah. Everybody thought we were joking. I said, but Sekou, the thing we're talking here, me, I can be confused. He said, confused about what? I said, the president Bene, what we're discussing, and I understanding something inside. Sekou said, what do you not understand inside? I said, the president business, the president Bene looking sticky. What do you make of the Joseph Yuma Boaka-led administration? And Sekou said, the Joseph Yuma Boaka government is unstable. And I walked off the show that day with that word unstable. I have been trying to figure out, put together what he meant by unstable that time when he said the government was unstable. I've come to realize and confessed to the Liberian people and agreed that the Joseph Yuma Boaka government is very, 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 very unstable. Very unstable. And not only unstable, but unstably dangerous. Let me say it again. Unstably dangerous. But guess what? I am not shocked. I'm not surprised. We profiled Joseph Yuma Boaka on the show. I went on Yasendi's show, my Oma Yasendi, I was on her show. Lay out the profile of Joseph Yuma Boaka as to when he becomes president, what will happen. We told the Liberian people that Joseph Yuma Boaka is not who you think he is. We told the Liberian people that if power is given to Joseph Yuma Boaka showed us a glimpse. He flashed us about how his leadership
CPP, right?
From the CPP, from the Unity Party, when Ellen Johnson Sirleaf turned over the party to him after her second term, and he ran in 2017 or 2016. We saw how after they lost the election, he came and mobilized Mo Ali and what the other one in that the Ministry of Mines, what he mean? What he mean? I just forgetting his name. He used to be with Dr. Kase. He's a hustler, man. He used to be with Dr. Kase. What he mean? No, yeah, he used to be chairman of Unity Party. They moving from there. He went to Dr. Kase. They moving from there too. So the administration.
Yeah. He's told landmass and energy. I think.
I'm forgetting his name. Why he can't come to me? So, what am I saying in essence? I am saying that Joseph Boaka is a chaotic. Joseph Boaka dwells in chaos. He infuses chaos and noise and problems. But you know what's good about this? Anybody wants to say I'm accusing Joseph Boaka, that's fine, that's your business. I could care less. I told you guys on the show, I'm not worried about your opinion. I don't care about what your views are concerning me. I don't know you, you don't know me. I probably never run into you in my life. So you are not important. Your views are not important to me. What's important to me are the facts. And the facts, women pay. Thank you.
Pay. Thank you.
Somebody pointed out. But here's the point. Here's the point I'm trying to make. It has been shown and proven over and over by Joseph Yuma Boaka that everything he leads ends in chaos and problems. And it degenerates. It's a serious problem. Listen, this is a profile that has followed this man. And guess what? Let me announce it to the Liberian people. I am working on a profile of Jeremiah Kun. Let me tell you something, for the research I've been conducting on Jeremiah Kun, just the preliminary findings, I won't say to the Liberian people, if Jeremiah Kun becomes president, he will be more than Doe. And we'll lay out these facts for you guys.
Well, there's something else you said, Steve. What do you have?
I don't want to talk about Jeremiah Kun right now. I don't want to talk about him right now. We'll talk about Jeremiah Kun. I'm doing the research and so forth on Jeremiah Kun. And based on my check the preliminary findings and investigation we are conducting about Jeremiah Kun. It's a serious bad picture that is printed of this guy. Look, it's very, very dangerous. Look, let me say this to the Liberian people. I'm not saying to scare anyone. Say what you want to say about me. But the image that is printed about the future of Liberia is so bleak that we have we have to have some serious discussions. Now, everything that is happening, you would think that a responsible, mature, experienced leader, we see all this thing going on in your country, and we turn to the country. Joseph Boaka is in Sierra Leone gallivanting with a careless attitude. This is troubling. This is problematic. Before we even talk about what's going on in the house there, this is troubling and problematic. But let me digress to the house, what's happening. Folks, it will shock you to understand that we've told you on the show that we are not here to support Fanatic Kofa. We're not here to support the so-called majority black, or however you want to term them. I could care less about both parties, because at the end of the day, they all have their own issues. What I care about is the right thing being done. And the right thing is the rule of law. If there was no rule of law, I would say do it your way you want to do it. You're fired among yourselves. But here's the issue. The so-called majority black, first of all, throughout the process of this whole thing, throughout this process, What they have demonstrated is inconsistency. And that in itself is a problem. When you have a general case, a general cause, you can't be inconsistent in it. The second thing they've done, they've shown that they got some kind of greed or something is not right, as though the path that they're on is not right. This is in no way, shape, or form to prove that or to say that Mr. Fonati Kofa, Speaker Kofa, is the best or he better than them. But this is to say that we have a serious problem in our country wherein people come to you and look in your faces and lie, make fool out of you, but then they turn around and they say, all the thing we're doing now is politics. No, they're not politics. You just lied. So what the majority black did today, it was premeditated. It was pre-calculated. Let me tell you why. The majority black knew that there was a play in play. Because in Liberia, you can't even trust your own politicians. First of all, they talk too much. They talk too much. People who got plans, people who got some serious strategies, do not talk too much. They don't give hints. They don't give signals. They act. The majority black got to find out that if they galvanize the 49 number that they've been looking for, because the Constitution and the rules are clear on that part, the majority of black knew that if they were to get that number and they go into the chambers, there were a couple of people that crossed to them that was not going to put a hand out to vote because they got to take account. They have to. It's part of the procedures. It's the proceeding. They knew it. And how I know they knew it? A couple of people gave signals to it. A couple of people alluded to it. And let me say this. Let me change something quickly. Let me add something into this conversation before I get back to this only. Let me say this to the United Party people. Y'all go mark it down today. Today is the 11th, the 21st, 2024. Stanton will destroy you. Stanton will destroy you. Stanton Witherspoon will destroy the Unity Party, will destroy Joseph Yuma Boakai, and destroy all of you Liberian criminals. Because he himself is a complex criminal.
I was even hearing about your ball. I don't know in the news.
We're getting to stand up out tomorrow. No, when people, what's Stanton plan, what's Stanton strategy? But I want to say, let me be on the record for saying it. Go write it down in your books. The scene where we told the CDC. The scene where we told the CDC. We told the CDC, don't do business with shady characters. They didn't listen. Stanton King, Stanton were there. Darling boy. When they couldn't agree, they not switch and went to Unity Party and destroy them. Whether you like it or not, they'll be sending information. That all Stanton knows. Criminality. To be dubious. That's what he knows. And there's nothing else he really knows. Let me tell you today. There is nothing else he knows. And he will not change. The man about to be 50 years, we expect to change that behavior. You're wasting your time. But I get a fanatic over. Stand away appearing on the news tomorrow. You're appearing on the news. We don't want to tell you ahead of time for things happening. On the show, we don't want to tell you before it happens. We don't want to tell you things before it happens. Jaya, we told you that Costa was going to break away from Joseph Boakai. And that noise will not be easy before the election. And it happened. We are going to tell you today, Stanton will destroy the Unity Party. All of you who saying information, all of you who are in bed, including Joseph Boakai, you will get it, all of you. And we are. You're watching see. And when I think I was in there, we'll laugh again. We'll be telling you. But let's get to what these majority black guys did. Let's get to what these majority guys did. These majority black. They knew that if they had a number and they went in the chambers today, they got an intel that those guys were not going to vote, to put a hand out to vote. We were going to keep them in the chambers and render their plight or whatever they were doing fruitless. So at the end of the day, what they decided to do, they decided to do it the kangaroo way. The dictatorial way. In fact, even in their own collecting your signature. They're collecting your signature, the signatures that they presented, to tell you that the process is fraud. It's not acceptable. They did it rushingly and hurriedly so that they can be able to bring Kun on, the other Kun from Unity Party, as a speaker. So, long story short, we're in a long road. I didn't think Fonati will win this, but from what happened,
that's the 1960 and 1970 behavior.
For what happened today, I can say to you
guys, people used to use.
For what happened today, I can say to you guys, the majority of black will lose this fight, and Konatik will win this fight legally. Let me say it again. Fanatic,
for what we're getting,
legally. Not only that they rush, they put their foot in the, they show their criminal attitudes and criminal hands in a very. It shouldn't have been done that way. It shouldn't have been done that way. It is against. But let's say we can always say that Liberia, the citizens will do
anything can happen.
The citizens will do nothing. They will say, but you know, I saw someone a video from Monk yesterday with a cheering there on Facebook, and they're sitting down. One girl was helping one lady, and she showed the place, and they're cheering her in different areas. And somebody else sent it to me. Oh, yeah, you know, Steve, you need to talk about this on the show. And you need to raise awareness to it and let the Liberian people contribute and whatever. I told her, I said, me, if I raise awareness to that, if I tell people to come and collect money for that, anything I'm looking for on the show, I shouldn't find it. Why would you say that?
Which one of the video? Which one of the video is showing, my man? Don't you say that? Which one of the video?
Oh, wait. I mean, wait. No, I got my reason, man. Listen, let me tell you something, Milburn. I'm not in that mindset. I don't subscribe to stupidity. Those children are sitting on the floor. Their parents are alive. Liberian people who in Liberia are aware of it. So they can't go stand up to the government that they, no, can you change, please? They can't go stand up to the government that they elected. Those guys are riding big cars. Those guys' children are out of the country going to good schools, enjoying themselves. You really think I'm supposed to waste my time on that foolishness? In fact, I encourage you in the Liberian in the country who working for the high money, don't spend your facts into that stupidness. Let the Liberian people rise up against the government. It's time that they rise up. If these guys are eating the future of these babies, and their parents are sitting right there, and you tell me I'm gonna come and mobilize people to go and go collect money to go give it to them, you know what we are doing? We are enabling these guys to be criminals. That's what we are doing. We are enabling these guys, we are enabling them to do bad. It's time that we stand up and say, let all the upper voices together, tell the Liberian people, let them rise up against these guys. And this foolishness needs to change. You think I get time for that? Eh? You really think I get time for that? So, y'all go do it. Never, if you want to do it, you get your money, you want to go give it to them, go give it to them. But I'm saying, trying to rise up. Enough is enough. This foolishness, stand up against this government. We did a city in Jowiata. We might do a city in Joseph Bagata. These guys are making millions, collecting millions. And these poor children are suffering. And you tell me I'm not going to waste my time to come collect money, tell people to go collect money, then they go to solve one problem. Then the other people that call again solve another. Who got time for that foolishness? They tell you I'm here to go in circles with my life. If that's how you want to live, if that's how the rest of the Liberian people want to live, then you enjoy it. But I'm not part of that foolishness. No, I'm not.
Wonderful. Okay, so wonderful. So at least let me thank you. The only place I have problem or I respectfully disagree with you is you going that route of maybe swaying and so forth. But let me be frank, I agree with you on everything that you just in fact that you just said. But yes, it's right. The people who are struggling, or even some of these children, they are not the cause. We the parents, we are the cause of all of these situations. I agree with you. But if the need be for you to be a help, I think it'll be necessary that some of all that we help instead of maybe because mind you, there are people out there who not easily vote, but they are also affected. And even the UL students now when not too long, they also agree to that. Now there are other people out there today who don't even know nothing about politics, who don't even care about politics and so forth. But today, that is the society that we find ourselves in. And let me be frank, Steve. People are afraid to come out. Today, if Joseph Walker today that you are saying today, Nobody want to come out today. No, all of the propagandists, all of the blacks, all of the rebel united to to vote for Joseph Boakai today. We're not seeing one of them. Nobody talking to them. Just imagine what happened today. If it were just real time, then by this time, Capitol building is packed. But today, we're watching. Like you're saying, my brother, we're watching. Look, like I can be saying, when the rain fall, it don't fall on only one person. It fall on the good and bad people. So if you are in that mindset, or maybe if you have that kind of mindset, like maybe you just want to support the other political party and leave out the other political party, no, and wait for entire 6 years to come first before choosing somebody for me, Steve. I think that's a complete waste of time. They have to stand up.
Yeah. Before you go to the land, let me vehemently disagree with you. This is the mindset that has kept the country like that. Let me tell you something. Even in my dream, if I found myself giving 5 cents to that project, I will wake up. I'm having a very bad dream. I don't subscribe to foolishness. We must grow up. We must stand up. In a country, I told you before, and I'll say on this land. I will stay on this land. I can choose to carry my children to school, or they can choose to ride a bus. Because you know what? Our leaders here are held accountable for every fund. My children can choose to eat breakfast in the morning, or my children will choose to eat breakfast at school. The same thing can happen in Liberia. If the lawmakers, if these government officials are not begging millions and millions every time you pass budget, you think I got time for that foolishness? That me and you will sit and have that conversation, maybe you're not serious. You are not serious, and the rest of the people who support your idea, they are not serious-minded people. This thing must stop until. And I hear what you're saying that too, but let's just do this, let's just do that. Then you are saying to the same lawmakers or the same politician, it's okay for you to steal, it's okay for you to treat our Liberian people like trash, it's okay for you to do anything you want to do, you will get away with it because you know what? We'll go back the other people there. Oh, when you think we will work in the diaspora, we're not going to use for our money. You really think we can use for our money? I am calling on all Liberians in Liberia. I'm calling on all Liberians in the diaspora. Boycott any activities that have to do with you sending money to Liberia for somebody to go build school or whatever. Why the government can do that? Why the government was elected? Why the government put a budget up that don't meet the need of their own people? You really serious? Mama, let's get to the land, man. You think I hear for that?
So that both sides, the diaspora Liberians too, they are also supporting some of the bad politicians. Look, that's the kind of world that we live.
The one who supporting them, good for them, and the business, I don't care. But the one I'm calling on them, I will stand on what I said.
I agree with you 100%. That's what I'm saying. So
at least if the government was doing something and you say, let can in and help, that's a different thing. But if that send and steal all the money, then you put a burden on us again. Then when we come back later on during voting time to talk to y'all say, oh, then we are offering our politics. We'll make our decision. Oh, you think we're stupid. They ain't ready yet. The real men who can talk the truth now, they don't show faith. You think we have what I think? That means we may one unqualified criminal rich. Then I said, I went from my hiring money, taking and send it to you. I might not go to heaven because of that. No, I might not make heaven. I might not go to heaven. Let Jesus get there with me. You ain't ready yet.
So let's go to the line. Yes, indeed. So let's go to the line to interact with our people, our listeners out there. The numbers to call is 077-285-961. That's the number for you to call to be part of the show here on tonight, the SKTV show. We have probably about 9 more minutes to go. So please, 1 minute per call or most. No, 1 minute.
Our money back. Our time back.
You see?
You're talking our time, so you're leave 5 minutes there. You're talking our time, man.
Who took it? No, I took it. That the same time, still continue. If I will give you more time, 077, man, don't can be disturbing the show. Yeah, probably go. Don't can be disturbing one. 077-285-961. Don't man, they majority block. Oh man, they all that doing the kangaroo thing. 077-285-961. What's your take on what we are talking about here this evening, especially when it comes to the removal of the embattled or speaker? Here for Nanti Kofa, and now we have 2 speakers. Hello? Yeah, my brother, good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is David King. Once again, I join you
Go ahead, David.
I want to make this we are. Because what he is saying, if I look at my age today and wait for 6 years to follow me, it will be like our lady in Southeast, 6 years. So we are seeing a bit of consequences. We are now. You are the biggest opposition leader in the country. And this thing that is happening, we expect you to give all the order. There is nothing about peace.
All right, thank you so much. There is nothing about peace. 30 seconds. Let me go to Pascal David quickly. Pascal, no plenty talking, please. We got to go. No time.
Yeah, so let me just tell you, so far the time yet been removed. The right thing will be done in this country. For the fact that Mr. Blacker came on the matter of change and wanted to respect the rule of law, I don't even think that old man will want to think the way things are happening. I don't want to even be look, this is not anything to hide. If they say they can disrupt this peace, we will stop them to do it.
No, we must not disrupt our peace, please. All we can pray for. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, Mabel. How are you?
I'm okay, thank God. 30 seconds, please. We got to go.
This is CDC Defender Giant Nathan Abeyo. I do phone to your program from Central Combatants to be specialist.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Today, the attitude exhibited by the majority right was illegal. All we are concerned about that Polati still remain a legitimate speaker. Until otherwise be done according to their rule and the constitution.
But the people you have voted for, the people they're doing things that you're not like, and you're still sitting. What's going on?
When you want to surprise the child with it, you get the child until the child is again, then you'll be aware. So we have the package for them. Unknowingly, they'll be accepting. Oh, thank you.
All right. So this caller, good evening. You know, and I want making Steve to say, yeah, Steve, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, Labor and Siku.
Yeah, go ahead. 30 seconds.
Thank you very much for a fascinating discussion. You know, those guys who call themselves to be a majority bloc, I think they're just playing fun out of themselves. The rule of law is going to prevail no matter what they do. This kind of antiquated way of doing things, it cannot work with this particular generation. And since Joseph Walker took power in this particular country, every sector of the Liberian society and animosity and that of hatred have been the order of the day, and the tension is very up.
And that's it. One country. That's it. Thank you so much. One country, two speakers. Let me go to Charles Cooper quickly. Charles, you are live.
Good evening, Mabel.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, okay. I'm Charles Cooper. I call from Coffee Dubai. You see, Mabel, our leaders are so provoking. They were telling young people we should not mind their ways. Because Mabel, if you look at our leaders, the way they do things, you can walk get crazy at times. But you know, most of them, Mabel, they have laid their lives. So we not mind their ways and bring down our country because
they live their life and they are living your life, and you are allowing them to live your life.
Yeah, but Mabel, the guys are provoking Mabel. Now when the young people start taking the law into their hand, they don't say, the young people now explain war, the young people won't bring war. But you see, it's provoking, and Mabel, you don't even need to be on law to know that everything the guys do is illegal. And look at the kind of 10G thing they did to the judge of coup. You know, it just reminded of the summer era, the way y'all overthrow a certain government. Is that the kind of Liberia we want, my people?
Just the kind of Liberia we want, my people. This quarter will be our last quarter. Of course, over to Steve. We got to go in time. Hello? Yeah,
man,
go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, thank God. This is my first time thinking about every show. All of the shows you have to have. First time to think about.
Yeah.
But today is a sad day for Liberia. It's a very sad day for Liberia.
The kangaroo system.
What kind of people and what kind of country is this? Joseph Walker knows about everything that's going on. That's why he left you when 7 days you go 4 days visit. And we will say there, we will not allow this thing to happen. We are tired. And for me, it will be my first time to get in the street. Any protest. My first time ever in Liberia. I'm waiting.
All right, my first time, and when it comes to every protest, according to him. So, Steve, I don't want to give you the balance 2 to 3 minutes.
My man, I'm taking out 1 minute, we'll get 4 minutes. What are you talking about 2 to 3 minutes? Whatever it is. My man,
yeah, man.
You acting like the opposition man in the speaker being here. How you get rushing in that? You get rushing. But folks, let me say it again. As we speak, the majority SAR will lose to Fanatikofa. They have, and if they're not careful, they will turn the public to Fanatikofa SAR. The public support will go to Fanatikofa SAR, and it will be a serious problem for them. What they did today was wrong. I don't care who you are. I stand by what I said. Today, what they did was wrong, illegal, unacceptable. But at the end of the day, we'll leave it with the Liberian people. They will have to decide what course of actions they will take. Nobody's saying Fanatikofa should be there. I'm not here to speak for Fanatikofa. But let's do what is right. If we can't do anything in our country, if we can't build roads, we can't do anything, let's just respect the laws that are there. What they did today was unacceptable. You know, I've been going through a lot of the documents and all the other things. Initially, someone didn't want to talk into the speaker and not speaker thing. When they used to bring out, used to say, I don't care about it, or do what you want to do. It has reached the point where other organs don't care. It has. And it can't be, Fanatikofa. It can't be, because it's Fanatikofa or because it's the other person. No. It has to be because it's a rule of law. Why a couple of people wake up today or tomorrow and say they want to remove Joseph Boakai? What you do? And they get in the street. And they go and notarize certain things and say, Joseph Boakai got to go. What do you say? We don't want to start on that footing. We can't keep up with this. We cannot. You get your 51 men, your 50 men, I agree with you. You go to the chamber. You take a head count, the way your law said, what the Constitution said. Present your case, remove the man. Get the man due process and remove him. There you go. Then you bring a different person in. It's respectable and acceptable. But the way you did it, you expose yourself. You made a huge blunder. I don't know who advised you. And your attitude desperate. You need to slow down and relax. You need to slow down and relax.
Well, thank you so much, my brother.
Tomorrow, like I said, we'll delve into a lot of different things. The whole what he mean. We started profiling Jeremiah Kuhn. Your president Joseph Yuma Boakai. Is in Sierra Leone chilling. And I can tell you that he's not
the big boy.
He's chilling.
Good night, Steve. Good night. And let me say thanks to all of you. Thanks to our followers and our viewers. Good night again on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God, my brother. You know, Liberia is all we have. We got to disagree to agree. At the end of the day, let's keep Liberia peaceful. And, you know, after everything, we still got to live as one people. So thank you so much and good night. Thanks to all of our followers and other viewers.
Because they think for you to give a few more minutes that war, you can go. Go now, go to about the black side. Go to LJJ or LRLJ. Go to that place, go there, hang out.
Oh God, thank you so much, my brother.
So before you go, so the other men get on speak on the move from LRJ now.
No, so on tomorrow, you see, this is a question that we will be asking. Moving forward now, we'll be having two speakers. Maybe two of them will be in the same chamber on maybe next Tuesday. Now they're where now what a war coming. No,
before Tuesday, this thing will be the Supreme Court would have to step in now. Now, guess what? The thing has become non-political now to legal. They have done all the political actions. It has come to the legality. And what the court is going to look at, the Supreme Court, I can say this to you without being a lawyer, but with facts and understanding some of the issues around. What the Supreme Court is going to go and look at, say, okay, what are the laws? What steps do you guys take to remove the speaker? They will look at it.
Okay.
And then they will kind of
be looking at what also coming out from the court.
Yeah, when they will look at that. Then they will look at what their standing rules are too. What does the rule say? And tomorrow by the grace of God, we have the rules here.
And the kangaroo system that remove, they are in fact are about to remove, or in fact are already.
No, Speaker Kofa is not removed. No. Let's be clear. Speaker Kofa is not removed. Mama, it's okay for you to say in your head that you get airplane also. You can say it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that it's now also for you, right? So Speaker Kofa is not removed. At least from where we stand legally. When they do what is right and what is legal, then maybe he could be removed. But at this stand, they're still on this haul and pull. And I think it'll be practically difficult for them to really come to a compromise now because these guys have exposed their hands.
All right, good night, my brother. And hopefully on tomorrow, I think we're going to really look at all of these things on tomorrow. Good night from our end here in Liberia. And I say many thanks to you and the team, our follower, our viewers. Good night.
Okay, Milborn. Folks, as Milborn is taking leave of us, I just want to say thanks to all of you. Tomorrow will be on. If you are here and you want to say you want to participate, you can call me. I'm not putting my number on there. Call me on Facebook. Call the number here if it's routed to me. You get me. For those of you who have my personal numbers, who we've been friends before Facebook, or you know me personally, please feel free. You can call me. I'll give you the next 5 more minutes, and I will be out of here too. I gotta run too. I gotta keep my day going. So I'll give it 5 minutes. I will allocate 5 minutes to this time, and we'll go from there. Just 5 minutes, nothing more, nothing less. So like I said, we have started to profile Jeremiah Kung, because the possibility of Jeremiah Kung becoming the president of Liberia is looming. It's right around the corner. We started to see signals and sounds already in the budget. That Jeremiah Kung on a budget is more than the sitting president budget. If you ain't paying attention, the people giving you a clue already. The people sending your signals. You see, you don't pay attention. You don't pick up. We pick up. We pay attention to these things. This is what we do. We spend time going through all of this. We haven't even talked about the budget. Can you imagine? So we spend time on all of these different things. The people are giving you clue and signal. A certain vice president. A certain president is still alive, still functioning. But the vice president own money in the budget more than the president. And you tell me, say they're not giving you signal that they own something else. You ain't paying attention. We are paying attention. We are. And just so Jeremiah knows, we know about the meetings that they have, the meetings that they're having. We are quite well on SKTV. All the meetings that they're having, we know about it. We know what they're coming from there. We know what's going on. Even the forming of his administration, the plans, we get it right here in our hand. We know exactly what's at hand and what's about to unfold. So yes. So as you see it, like we said, I'll be reaching out to my Oma Yasendi. We'll set up a special time to have a special edition where we'll profile Jeremiah Kung. But I'm saying to you from the preliminary findings that we have gathered so far, Jeremiah Kung you see that here. You have no clue. You have no clue. You have no clue. We told you during the election, don't get the country to Joseph Yoman Boaka. Don't get the country to Joria. If you don't want chaos, if you go on my Moses page, I will repost it. We posted it last year during the election. Your cost us now. Ain't gonna cost you. Does you agree? Your cost us last year. I remember. We beg you, please don't get the country to these people. Please don't get the United Party and Joseph Boaka. Just say no. That either. But as we stand, what his name is still the Speaker of the House. I don't support him, never spoken to him. I could care less about him, but I care about the law. I'm not here to defend anybody. My mom, my partner, or me for that. I've always told you, I'm here for the law. And to all the people in the diaspora, I'm highly encouraging you. Don't waste your time on sending money to build school, build it one, do that one. Now, government, Jordan, your responsibility. Don't do that. Don't do that. But like I said, I want you to look at the budget. The budget is telling you what the people priorities are and what's going on and what the next move is. The sitting president, think about this. The president is still sitting in life, but if our president won a budget more than the president budget. You have a good day, man. We'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a good day. Y'all, thank you so much. We'll talk about responding tomorrow. Imagine you supposed to be the head. Your own money will be plenty. The person who honor you, their money plenty more than you. Simple put. The people have agreed. And we too will agree. Y'all have a good day.
There are things we can do. We bring good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who will. There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. Rejoicing for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us care and the parents of them. So welcome and life with Africa.